So me say one thing, not see if you understand.
So I took myself out on a date. And to some of you, you may be like, I do this all the time. And to others, you may be thinking, I don't think I can do that. And so this is for the latter. Not only because of my line of work as a mental wellness practitioner am I always thinking about interventions of healing, but I'm also always doing my own work of healing. Self-care is this theme of the season and a very trendy word, and I love it here. Talking about the importance of creating a harmonious relationship with yourself is so important. So I wanted to take myself out for multiple reasons, but I wanted to challenge myself and my belief in needing somebody to go out with and to do something I love to do, which is trying new food. I'm always emphasizing how important it is to foster a relationship with yourself. And the ways we do this with others is we spend time and enjoy that person's company. We even take them out or they take us out and do things with them that we like so we can share that experience together. And so if we do these things with others, why not do them with ourselves too?
For you. Okay. Thank you. And if you just sad, did you want anything else besides water to drink in the meantime?
I'm gonna keep looking, but
take your time. No rush.
Thank you.
No worries.
So I went to a really popular plant-based restaurant in Miami called Planta for lunch, and I'm not going to lie, at first it was a little intimidating. And recording myself also added a little more pressure than normal, but I'm glad I did it. I had to remind myself of the practices in which my clients and I engage in all the time, which was thought redirecting. My mind wandered and thought, everybody's staring at me and probably wondering why I'm here, but I had to challenge this thought with the truth. And the fact is, everyone is here for their own enjoyment and isn't concerned about why I'm here. Okay, so this is the crispy rice, and it is avocado, spicy, ahi watermelon. So this is what it looks like. And I think they had like a slight issue with me recording, but I'm still doing it. That's really good. Oh wow. Eating out by myself, and I learned about myself. I'll share more. I am back home and I kind of just wanted to share with you guys my experience eating and taking myself out on a date. It was honestly, I really enjoyed myself. So one thing is for sure, I've learned that I have moved and evolved from a place of not speaking up for myself or making an uncomfortable situation comfortable. When I got to Planta, I think one of who I thought was a manager but turned out to be a chef was skeptical about what I was doing with a video camera and just recording myself and the food and the atmosphere. And so she kept kind of like walking over but by me but looking at me but not trying to make eye contact, and it just, her whole presence gave me she was skeptical and trying to figure out what I was doing and why I was there doing what I was doing. So it actually came to a point where she called over another chef. The whole time I'm like very aware but still doing my thing, and she calls over another chef and they start talking and she starts to point at me, and then she notices that I notice and she's like, okay, wait, never mind, to the guy. So I was like, I feel uncomfortable. I feel really uncomfortable. I don't feel welcome in the place, because I know it's Miami, and I know with vegan restaurants, I know you've seen a vlogger or somebody with a camera before. And even if you haven't, if there's an issue, I would have just wished she spoke to me. So what I did, and I stepped outside of my comfort zone, I called her over and I just asked her if there was an issue with me recording, and she lightened up, she brightened up, she's like, oh, there's no issues, there's you can do whatever you need to do, actually. And then she started to explain what it was that I was eating. So I got my first meal, my appetizer, which was the sushi roll, and so she started to explain to me how like they marinate the watermelon for days, and she kind of went into detail about what I was eating, because she is the head chef. So that was her position there, but she did not give me very welcoming vibes, but I kind of made the atmosphere comfortable for myself, because if I didn't do that, I just would continue to feel uncomfortable, and I know me, I probably would have just stopped recording my entire experience. So that was definitely a step up for me, and I am proud of myself for doing that. Second thing that I thoroughly enjoyed was the table next to me, which was I guess like in his mid-30s, and then his mom were sitting and having lunch together, and I guess they noticed I was alone. And so he basically started to like include me in their conversation, which I think was really sweet. And then he started to ask me if what I was eating was good, and we kind of started talking about the menu and how really good the place is. The food was really good. He was just raving about what he ordered. Then he offered me a piece of him and his mother's pizza, because he was just like, well, you don't have to order this, you could try it because we have it. And I was like, no, it's okay. But I think that was really, really sweet. And so anytime they ordered something, they're like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And we were kind of just sharing the experience, because it was their first time at Planta, it was my first time at Planta, and they're like, oh, we're coming back tomorrow. And so that was also very welcoming. And because he didn't decide to include me in just his day, I felt really comfortable, and I kind of just forgot about what happened with the chef earlier. My server, I didn't even get her name. She was really sweet, and she noticed I was recording, and she was just kind of like standing off on the side but really being tentative and making sure that everything was okay. And then before I left, another server actually stopped me, and he was just asking me questions. He was like, where are you from? And he was like, well, did you mean to come alone? And he was like, were you expecting somebody? And I was like, no, I came by myself. He was like, wow, I like that. And I was like, me too. So I say that to say, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys a recap of what happened and what I didn't really capture on camera. I had a really good time. I enjoyed myself alone, but I wasn't alone. I was just by myself. So I encourage anybody who has difficulty connecting with themselves, maybe trying that as your own social experiment, just taking yourself out. So I would be remiss in not announcing an upcoming retreat that I will be leading a workshop in that focuses on the concept of this video. The Peace Retreat is going to be held on August 29th in Brooklyn, New York, and it will be focusing on providing attendees with the tools on how they can cultivate peace in their daily life. I think this will also be an amazing opportunity to meet some of you in person. If you want to know more about this, visit the link below, soulcarecollective.org, or if you have questions on how you can engage in care with me via mental wellness sessions, all of that information is below. And I hope this video helped anybody or just one person to even just explore how you're spending time with yourself and how present are you being with yourself. Or are you constantly living in the future, or are you constantly living in the past? I hope to make more like this. I just came up with this idea yesterday. I want to go try more vegan restaurants in Miami that I have seen that I'm like, I just need somebody to try this with me, but I don't need somebody to try it with me. I can try it with me. So I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.